Well, Benny, Broncos at Chiefs. Bias plus score three. Only three favors the Chiefs. That ball control offense is keeping their net point average down. Broncos playing high level defense is keeping their net point average up. What do you got on this?
So Denver rolled into Baltimore last week. They took their number 2 overall ranked defense and Sterling net point power ranking number 3 ranked average points against defense and got their skirts pulled up. They gave up 41 points to the Ravens offense. And conversely, their only touchdown was a Cortland Sutton pass to Bo Nix on the Philly special.
Right.
Oh, how embarrassing. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs defense, now, remember I was talking about a good defense and a good defense in points against? Listen to this. Kansas City Chiefs defense has made some plays along the way, and they have during their undefeated streak. But let's face it, they're top 10 in average points allowed in the Sterling net point power rankings, but in average yards allowed and turnovers, which we also have on our rankings, they are ranked very, very low. And if we were to go back and look at the rankings, you'll see that the top defenses, most of them are high up in the turnover rankings also, because they take the ball away, which enhances them along with not giving up points as a really good defense. So I just wanted to make that comparison.
Ben,
now, excuse me?
What you just said,
as
far as Kansas City. So they're high in terms of points allowed, but low in terms of yardage allowed.
Well, I said they were top 10. I didn't say they were high. I think they're like 8th or 9th.
I call it high. So they're top 10 in points allowed.
Yes.
And they're bottom. Well, they're bottom
in turnover. Turnover differential.
And turnover differential.
Yes.
But I thought you were talking about yardage. They're giving up a lot.
They're also near the bottom in the yards that they give up. Yes.
So when I hear that they're near the bottom in yards that they give up and near the top in points allowed, sounds like we bend but we don't break.
Yes, for the most part.
Which we always kind of enjoyed in our background. Bending and not breaking in our own personal life, football.
Right, but that makes them vulnerable. That's my point.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Well,
and you like to talk about a differential between points for and points against, and being high in one and low in the other. So this is an example of that defensively.
Well, and we acknowledged a long time ago that the NFL ranks differently than we do, and they're much more yardage focused than what we are. We're points focused. And so that's why I always tell people the net point rankings, bias plus reports are where you start the discussion. They're not the do all and end all of the discussion, that's where you start.
Right.
All right.
The NFL breaks everything down. Yardage, points, sacks, fumbles, turnovers on downs, everything's ranked. And the Chiefs aren't ranked very high in many of those, only points against, which is a big plus, because if the team can't put points on the board, they're probably going to lose.
The bottom line is what? 7-0, 8-0, and
that's the bottom line right now.
Yeah. So did we do this one yet? Did you pick the Chiefs on this?
The lead changed hands 5 times on Monday Night Football versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah. Baker Mayfield.
Yep. He was rolling up and down the field on these boys. But the Chiefs finally pulled out the victory in overtime, 30-24. The 30 points was the Chiefs' highest point total in a game this season. That's another rarity. But I went back and I checked.
There's a new name on board now.
Well,
Behind
okay.
the end zone.
He scored 2 touchdowns, so I'm not going to say nothing about that. Okay. But they've been undefeated before he got there, but they've been doing it with a defense that bends and does break and scratching it out with Kareem Hunt and Kelsey. And great decision making by their quarterback and great schemes by their coaches, which is nothing wrong with that because they're winning. That's what can I say? The offense was led by the usual suspects plus one. Patrick Mahomes, 34-44, 291, 3 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt, 27 carries, 106. Kareem Hunt is doing a bang up job in the absence of Isaiah Pacheco.
Always
Hunt
like
also had a touchdown. Travis Kelsey, this is the game I've been waiting for, baby. I had a huge fantasy win. 16 targets, 14 receptions, and 100 yards. And of course, DeAndre Hopkins, in only his second game with the team, 9 targets, 8 catches, 86 yards, 2 scores. And he did them. Most of his catches were the ones that I talked about when I talked about him switching teams and what he still does well. This guy has the biggest hands and longest fingers in the league and the best grip in the league. 50-50 balls for him are really 70-30 balls in his favor. He can out-jump, out-position, and outmaneuver any D-back. He doesn't have to be fast. He always finds the open window in his zone. And if you play him man-to-man, you basically just put it up there. Patrick Mahomes has never had a receiver like this guy. You don't have to wait for him to get open. That's the great thing about DeAndre Hopkins. But you got to be willing to put it up there. And you got to have some touch on him.
Did I see him boss 3 guys?
Yes. That's what I said. You're not going to see him running those streaks up the sideline or flying up on a deep seam route. But if you get anywhere near the end zone, I don't care how many people are on him, there's a really good chance he's going to come down with it. That's how good he is. That being said, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs, but I think this game is going to be way better than most people might think. I think the Broncos are going to give them a little run. I think Sean Payton,
right?
Yeah, it's a division game. I think Sean Payton's going to fix some things that might have gone wrong in that Baltimore game, and they're going to give the Chiefs a little run for their money. But I'm going to pick the Chiefs to win it.
All right.
I'm with the bias again. Doggone it.
Going with the Chiefs.